Hi, I'm Doug from Pivogo, and I'm here with Anna for our final check-in on week 5 of S2DS August. How are you doing, Anna?
I can't believe it's the final week. I mean, I sort of can believe it, but also can't believe it because I'm gonna miss everyone for sure. Well, we're gonna keep in touch, hopefully. But yeah, quite excited about tomorrow, which is the final presentation anyway.
Yeah, brilliant. And you had a presentation already to the company, haven't you?
Yes, so we did it last Thursday actually. So yeah, like a week ahead of everyone else's presentation, to be honest. And it went fantastically.
Hey, that's great news. Really great
Yeah,
news.
it went really, really well. I think yeah, just everyone's interested in the project from the company. Yes, lots of questions as well, and I think we managed all the Q&A, so that's pretty good.
That's really good, actually, especially a week ahead of schedule, essentially. Fantastic. Today, I'd like to just touch on a couple of things from, the program that you completed so far, and then a couple of things just about the future and what your thoughts are having completed or nearly completed S2DS. To kick off, it'd be great to hear about your best moment in the program and also your worst moment so far in the program.
The best moment in the program, uh, well, there is moment like the presentation last week, and I think I did my part quite well, if I may say so myself. It's quite hard sometimes to communicate with different parties of all the kind of biases and confounds within your model. So that's quite, I think it's quite an important part in the presentation, and to kind of make it into simple terms. I think I sort of managed that, so that's quite
Right.
good. I think I'm quite proud of that part.
That's really tricky. Really tricky.
Yes. I mean, it's easy to sell the model or whatever you're trying to do, but it's really hard to communicate of the biases and confound. That's so yeah. So I think that's quite important. In my opinion, it's very important to communicate that part. Best moment is always learning from other people, learning new things and learning new skills, new ways of programming, new ways to comment on your script. Yeah, it's just the learning in general, to be honest, and in a forum and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome, brilliant. And then the not so nice parts, but what's one of the kind of the low points or the less enjoyable parts of the program?
Low point, not so much about a program. It's more so much of a realization about myself that if I do get sucked into a project, I forget about the time, I forget about taking care of myself, I forget to eat, forget to exercise, and yeah, it's about like work-life balance is kind of down to me. The worst enemy is myself in that regard, to be honest. I'm starting to realize that.
That's interesting. Yeah, very quite a powerful observation of that. So it's kind of tunnel vision you get yourself.
I do.
You're 100% in on something, and then everything on the periphery.
I don't know about 100%, but your brain keeps clicking away, and you sort of neglect other parts of life. That's the thing.
Yeah, for sure. And would you say that's the most important lesson you've learned in the program, or do you think there's other things you've learned which are equally as important?
Important lessons. I think important lesson is always kind of how, to me, yes, how do you manage yourself? How do you manage the teamwork? And how do you manage your life as well, like your relationship and stuff? I don't know whether it's lesson learned or it's just problems identified. Yes.
Yeah. I wonder what the difference is between those two.
Exactly.
That's a tricky one. What do you know now? What have you learned on the program that you wish you knew earlier? So in the first week, if someone had said, just beware of this.
Yeah. Well, I don't think, no one has pointed out that I've done some disastrous error. And so they're probably too shy to point that out. I'm not sure. But to me, there isn't like such a thing as that, like something I wish to know earlier, because everything to me, the process of learning itself is the one I enjoy. So like there isn't something like, even in general in life, I didn't feel I wish I know it earlier, because you're learning through experience anyway. So
Yeah. Okay. I can really get on board with
very
that philosophy.
politically correct answer, but no, honestly, that's
Extremely,
how I feel. Yes.
yeah. Very Zen, very Buddhist. Yeah. Nice. And I guess looking forward from the program now, as I guess you are, is being a data scientist something you still want to be, or you kind of looking at other areas of data engineering, or like an ML technician?
Definitely not data engineering. So I know my personality. I'm not. So we did a personality test, and I'm not a specialist, and I knew I'm not a specialist. So my interest is always about a problem, identifying the problem, how to communicate. If you find a solution or potential solution to the problem. So it's always thinking about a bigger picture. So yes, data science is still something I'm massively interested in, but it wasn't so much the tool itself. So for me to choose a domain, so choose an industry to work in, is very, very important. So data science for me is a tool that I, like statistics and like, everything's a tool for you to answer the question you have in mind. So that in that regard, data science is still the way to go. But my ambition is always kind of to work in the field of perhaps business or private industry where there is impact to be made. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And what sort of company would you like to work with that being in mind? Would it be an NGO or a startup?
Yeah, that's a really tricky question to answer, because before you work in a company, it's really hard to know whether there's a fit in terms of personality and stuff. So I'm still looking. I do think from the talk, startup might be more matching with my personality, because it's more, you have to get your hands dirty, even in terms of gathering data and sort of like the whole spectrum of development you probably would be more involved in. And I do strive better in a fast-paced environment rather than focusing on a specialist. Like I say I'm not a specialist, so having me being put in a box to focus on one thing is very, very hard for me. So
Yeah.
I think by the sound of it, obviously I haven't worked, startup might be a better suited for me. Yeah.
No, I'd agree with that, I think. And also you really directly see the impact of the work you do at the startup.
Exactly.
It's not like you'll be working for months on a model and then for some and to decide actually we're gonna go in a different direction.
Exactly. So I've done that for my PhD. So I intend to move away from low impact, long duration. Sort of. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Well, I know you're on a tight time frame, so I'll let you go. But it's been great checking in every week and hearing how the program's gone for you and the various highs and lows, and learning to work together in a team more. And all that sort of thing. So thanks for agreeing to do this, and really best of luck in the future.
Thank you, yeah, and thank you guys for having me. It's been a really, really valuable experience, to be honest, and meeting the people that I probably wouldn't normally meet across the world. So that's really good. Yeah.
Awesome.